Hello, welcome to InfoHub. In our headlines, President Granger holds end-of-year press conference to address several issues. Guyana Decent Work Country program launched, and GPHC's pediatric ward to be upgraded to Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. Daddy. And now for the details. President David Granger has committed to ensuring that there is integrity and transparency in all operations within the oil and gas industry. Here is Tiffany Rogers.
The head of state said the government is developing a strong legislative framework to regulate the industry.
I will do everything possible under the law to protect, to ensure the integrity of the government and the corporations.
That framework includes insulating, as much as possible, public officials from compromise.
If any malfeasance is reported to me, I will take action to have it investigated, and if there are culprits, the culprits will be subjected to the process of law.
The president said the government has been very cautious in the development of its regulatory framework.
Luckily, we have time to ensure that not only legislation, but also education that is necessary and the organization at the governmental level, all of these are put in place. So we will do everything possible to protect that industry, to make sure that our children could benefit from it.
The government has since drafted several policies and legislation, such as the Local Content Policy, Petroleum Commission Bill, and Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, which it hopes to have installed before oil production in 2020. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
The head of state recommits to free and fair elections. Paul McAdam has the details.
Addressing an end-of-year press conference in the Rupaluni room of the Ministry of the Presidency earlier today, the head of state made his intentions very clear.
I'm not aware that rigged elections was an ideal of Forbes Burnham. I've never rigged an election in my life. I have no intention of ever doing so.
Further, the president says the ideals of the former president, Forbes Burnham, has had a great transformative value for Guyana.
Whenever I spoke of Mr. Burnham, I spoke of the ideas which he implanted in the party that he founded, the People's National Congress. I spoke about his commitment to education, the construction of the various multilateral schools, Anna Regina, New Amsterdam, Leadenhall, and elsewhere. I speak of infrastructure, the Demerara Bridge, the Kanji Bridge, the international airport. I speak about housing. I think he's made a contribution, and I have no compunction about admitting that those are ideals which have served the nation well. If you knew what Guyana was like in 1964, you'd realize that by 1974, we had made tremendous strides. And I've always referred to those achievements. But as far as rigging of elections, I don't see how that is applicable to anything that I have said or intend to do.
Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Guyana Decent Work Country program was launched, and the Prime Minister wants all to get involved. Crystal Stull was there and filed this report.
So we have to start setting our feet firmly down in defense of labor, particularly Guyanese labor.
The Prime Minister called for added attention to be placed on the national agenda to improve human development locally.
We should be able to focus on the national agenda, where we want to take our society, how we want to improve the lives of our people, and how we can make Guyana a country where there is sustainable livelihood based on the availability of decent work.
Director of ILO, Claudia Kunyards, said the reports of the Decent Work Country program aim to address employment and labor issues in Guyana.
Its information is important both for local and foreign business, and we are convinced that by realizing the action plan, significant progress will be made.
The Decent Work Country program is a collaboration between the Ministry of Social Protection's Labor Department and the International Labour Organization. After the official signing of the Decent Work Country program, the action plan was presented to public and private stakeholders of the labour forces. Crystal Stull for InfoHub.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Barton Scotland, today disallowed a motion by the parliamentary opposition which sought leave to move the adjournment of the business of the Committee of Supply to allow for an amendment to the national budget. Alexis Rodney brings us details.
The motion in the name of Member of Parliament Irfan Ali requested that the day's proceedings be put on hold so that the $18 million signing bonus government received from oil and gas exploration company ExxonMobil could form part of the national budget. Dr. Scotland said while the motion was received in the required time frame, the motion to adjourn the House on a definite matter of public importance is an extraordinary procedure.
And the honourable members approached the House only on the final day of the examination of the estimates. The Speaker holds that the urgency which is envisaged in the standing order is not represented by this application, and consequently, this allows the application.
President David Granger stated recently that the U.S. $18 million signing bonus was kept under wraps because of national security implications. Alexis Rodney for InfoHub.
The Guyana Police Force's Traffic Department has recorded a 15% decrease in overall accidents this year. More in this Zenil Williams report.
For the years thus far, we've had 89 fatal accidents resulting in 104 deaths. This time last year, we've had 115 fatal accidents with 126 deaths, which shows that there has been a 23% decrease in fatal accidents and a 17% decrease in deaths. In the other categories of accident, serious accident, we are at 268 as against 299, which shows there has been a 10% decrease. In minor, we are at 376 as against 409, shows there has been an 8% decrease. And in damage, we are at 598 as against 737, shows there has been a 90% decrease.
Traffic Chief Dion Moore pointed out that there has been a significant decrease in the number of children killed on the roadways. According to Moore, 12 children died in 2016 as compared to a mere 2 in 2017. However, pedestrians head the list of road users that have died this year with a total of 33, followed by 20 motorcyclists and 18 occupants of private vehicles. Speeding, texting and driving, and drinking and driving have been some of the main contributors to accidents on the roadways. The traffic chief is calling on persons to make their safety a priority.
The time has come for persons to be aware and be cognizant of the fact that their safety also depends upon them, not just on the police or other people. It is important for you to have that sense of responsibility.
Nevertheless, Moore said that the Traffic Department continues to play its role in reducing accidents. There has been an increase in the use of radar guns, breathalyzers, and increased police patrols, especially at nights. It was also pointed out that there has been an addition of 71 ranks within the Traffic Department, along with 5 motorcars and 35 motorcycles. Zenil Williams reporting for InfoHub.
Also in traffic news, the Police Force's Traffic Department has extended its tint campaign to include ranks of the force. Here are details from Delicia Haynes.
We embark on removing tints from those vehicles, and we removed 65 police-owned vehicles that are tinted. In that regard, I mean police-owned in a private capacity who are driving vehicles. And 23 police vehicles that were there for patrol purposes, we removed the tints from those vehicles as well. And the Forces Administration has given out a directive for no police patrol vehicle to be tinted.
Additionally, Moore said that several police ranks involved in traffic accidents were charged and placed before the courts.
With respect to the drivers who were involved in accidents, 23 of them were charged thus far for the year for some fatal accidents and other accidents, some in their private capacity as well.
The traffic chief stated, "No one is above the law," adding that if Guyana Police Force expects ordinary citizens to abide by the law, then officers who break the law must also face similar consequences. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
The Public Security Ministry will spend in excess of $160 million to expand the Guyana Police Force's intelligence capacity in 2018. Paul joins us again.
Public Security Minister Kemrat Ramjatan said the expenditure is in keeping with the government's drive to create a safer society.
The intelligence capacity of the organization is important and vital to it, and the force has sought to have some re-engineering done in relation to the intelligence capacity. And the undertaking has received a boost, I understand, from Jamaica Constabulary Force. And this is what is the expenditures going towards our crime intelligence and the security intelligence network.
The minister added that systems will be put in place to expand the network of informants and protect intelligence gathered.
If someone steals something and an informer is going to indicate who stole it, if the informer has the information, there are times when you have to pay up the informant, and it's for informant funding. So that is what is informant funding. Monies increased for that purposes there, that has caused that 10 million. And information protection. We have to now have all these information protected, and the protection has a cost.
The budgeted sum was among the more than $18 billion approved by the Committee of Supplies of the National Assembly for expenditure in 2018 by the Ministry of Public Security. It represents an increase of $10 million compared to that of 2017. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The GPHC's pediatric ward is slated to be upgraded to a pediatric intensive care unit. Included in the upgrade is a high dependency unit, which is expected to be completed within the first quarter of next year and will be able to accommodate about 10 children. Here is our final report from Renetta LaFleur.
Minister of Public Health Evalda Lawrence said most of the requisite equipment has already been acquired.
Very expensive equipment that was donated by Baby Heart Surgery. And what we are looking to do is to upscale it so that it can become the first pediatric ICU in the country for our children. Also attached will be a high dependency unit. So as the children begins to feel better, they can be moved to that section.
A section in the pediatric ward is being managed by the Baby Heart Foundation, BHF, which collaborates with the government to provide any heart-related surgeries to children diagnosed with severe heart diseases. Pediatric cardiologist of BHF, Dr. Rodrigo Soto, said that apart from surgeries, the foundation is extensively focusing on building staff's capacity in the unit.
The purpose of this program is actually that in a number of years, this unit is run completely by Guyanese. And we are moving in that direction. At the moment, we have the first pediatric intensive care unit in the country that we've been training nurses and doctors. Hopefully next year, and that's the goal, will be open as what we call a high dependency unit or a step down, which will actually will be the baby step in order to open officially the first PQ in the country in 2019.
Kay Alves, grandmother of 7-year-old Mikon Alves, who will be discharged shortly from the ICU, is grateful for the work done on her grandson.
The volunteers that came to do the job did a magnificent job, not only for Mikon, for many other children that I came here and saw in the crisis. As for him, he's doing okay. Really, really okay. Really, when I say really, I emphasize on really because of his state that he was in to now.
By 2019, the ICU will be fully upgraded. The youngest patient to undergo surgery on the mission was 1 month old. Renetta LaFleur for InfoHub.
Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.